Okay, let me start off by saying hello to my new subscribers and thank you for subscribing to my channel. In today's video, I am going to share 7 things that I have been doing to grow and thicken my hairline and my edges. So several days ago, I posted a picture on Facebook showing what my edges looked like when I was relaxed, and here's a picture. Okay, and now here's a picture of what my edges look like now. As you can see, my edges have grown in tremendously. They're even like growing down. I've been joking about, looks like my edges are going to connect to my eyebrows, and it does look like they are growing down. As you can see, they're filling in really good. It's kind of scary though, because I'm hoping they don't grow down and connect with my eyebrows, but they do stop about right here, as you can see, and you know, that's my eyebrow and this is the hairline. So the first thing that I have been doing is making sure that I somewhat cleanse my edges every night before I go to bed. And what I'll do is when I'm you know, soaping up my face or whatever, I do go ahead and cleanse up there just to make sure that I'm removing the oil that I applied the night before, and maybe any of my natural oils. I just want it to be cleansed to prevent buildup. So after I'm done rinsing off the soap from my face, and I also make sure I rinse my edges off with warm water. After I'm done doing that, I'll get a towel, like a little small towel, and get the towel and then rub it across my edges, just in case the soap or the water hasn't rinsed off the oil. I'll get the towel to somewhat wipe the oil or any dirt from my edges. Okay, so speaking of oil, the second thing that I have been doing is applying oil to my edges every night before I go to bed. So the oil that I use is the Hollywood Beauty olive oil, and as you can see, the bottle is empty. I just keep it in this little applicator bottle. But I've been applying this oil to my edges every night. And so what I'll do after I, you know, cleanse my edges and wipe it with the towel, I'll get just a little oil, and I think it's a little bit. Put some, just a few little drops on my fingertips, rub it together, and then I'll just get it and apply it to my edges. And I massage. I try to massage for at least 2 to 3 minutes just to get the blood going, the blood circulating. So I just massage it like that. So just as an FYI, massaging your scalp with the oil does increase blood flow to your edges, and it also protects the hair from, you know, when you wrap your hair up with your scarf or put the bonnet on your head. Okay, so speaking of a scarf, the third thing that I have been doing is wearing a silk scarf on my head every night before I go to bed. So again, as I mentioned, the oil is there to protect my hair from maybe any friction from the scarf. So what I'll do is get me a silk scarf, and this scarf is kind of oily, but I'm going to show y'all exactly what I do. I'll get the scarf and put it on my head, and this is just how I tie my scarf. You know, you can do it the way you choose to do it. And I just wrap it like this, not tight at all, because you don't want to cut off the blood circulation in this area if you tie it really tight. So I just put it on and tie a knot at the back, And because this little piece right here is so annoying. Did I say annoying? Annoying. I'll just, you know, get it and move it out of the way. And so this is how I wear my scarf to bed at night. And again, it's not tight at all. Wrapping my hair up with this silk scarf before I go to bed protects my hair from the friction of the pillowcase, which, you know, can lead to breakage. Okay, so the fourth thing that I do is take off my silk scarf before I get in the shower. And now, if I choose to wear my silk scarf while I'm in the shower, you know, to protect my hair from the water, what I'll do is when I wash my face in the shower, I'll go ahead and get some of the hot water or the warm water, whichever type of water I'm using, and somewhat cleanse my edges just with water. Just cleanse my edges a little bit with the water, because when I get out of the shower and, you know, it's time to do my hair, I try not to manipulate, well, not try not to, I don't manipulate my hair without spraying some oil sheen on it, or applying oil to my edges. So what I'm doing is well, let me just explain this. So when you're in the shower, and I think I mentioned this on my oil sheen video, my BFF, and I'll leave a link for that video below. But when you're in the shower and, you know, you're using hot water, the heat and the humidity, it seeps under the your bonnet or your scarf and immediately dries your hair out, because the heat is trapped in there. So it immediately dries out your hair. So if you get out of the shower and go straight into, you know, manipulating or, you know, doing anything to your hair, maybe brushing your edges, they're going to break off. That's why we see the little flyaways, and, you know, maybe your crown isn't growing as fast as you think it is. I mean, as fast as you think it should, because it's breaking off. So what I'll do when I get out of the shower, before I manipulate my hair, I'll get just a tad bit of oil and put it on my fingers, and then massage just a little bit of oil on it. Now, what that's doing, that's sealing in the moisture from when I applied the water to my edges. So I'm putting some oil on my edges now to seal in that moisture. And so when I spray the oil sheen on my hair, what that's doing is adding moisture. It's going to seal in, it's going to add moisture and seal it in, because that oil sheen is somewhat wet. When you first spray it on, it's somewhat wet, and it's going to lubricate the hair and prevent the hair from breaking. So if you choose to use some oil sheen, spray it on your hair, allow it to dry before you manipulate your hair. So allow it to dry, maybe about 2 to 3 minutes it'll dry, but make sure it dries before you manipulate your hair. And be sure to put that oil on your edges and your hairline before you brush your hair or do anything. If you do not, you will see breakage, okay? Guarantee you're gonna see some breakage. And you might not see it like right away, but over time you will notice that your edges may be thinning. So that's a valuable tip, y'all. In regards to spraying the oil sheen, that's something, if you are relaxed, that's something you really want to do before manipulating your hair. Because let me tell you, girl, your hair will fall out just like that. If you get out the shower and, you know, comb your hair down, maybe you got it wrapped up or whatever, and comb your hair down, girl, your hair is going to break off because it's dry. I'm telling you, it dries out just like that, because the heat is trapped in the little bonnet or under the scarf, so it dries your hair out. Okay, y'all, so the fifth thing that I do is make sure that I cleanse my edges when I wash my hair. And I think I showed my process in the how to grow thick as natural hair in a year. So I'm going to leave that link below in the description box also. So be sure to check that out if you want to see what I do, and also for additional details. Okay guys, so the sixth thing that I do, well I don't do, is brush my edges. Now I know that you probably have noticed in the videos my edges are never laid. Girl, look, I don't brush my edges. What I'll do, if I want my edges to look just cute, I'll just get some little the oil moisturizing hair lotion and apply it to my edges just a little bit, and I'll show you just a tad bit, just a little bit. I'm dropping stuff. So I'll get just a little bit, rub it together, and then just lightly apply it to my edges just to add a little moisture and soften up the little BBs, and kind of stretch them out, and just brush them up or rub them up with my hand. I'll do that, and then I'll get just a little bit more of the oil and seal in that moisture. And for the most part, they'll stay like rubbed up all day, but just for one day, because later on that night, girl, they start like beating. They start rolling back down. So I'll just do that, and that's fine to me because I kind of like the little, the way that they look, you know, all fluffy and kind of kinky and curly. I kind of like that look, so I don't really worry about brushing my edges up. As I mentioned, I just get my fingers. If I want to, like, don't want them brushed up, I'll just rub a little of the lotion on them. Put a little oil just so they don't look, you know, like beady. Okay, so the seventh and the last thing that I do, well again, that I don't do, is apply gel or the edge control on my edges. And the reason I don't do that is because the gel has alcohol in it. Now wait, let me just say this. I have before, but the hair rolled right back down. So it was kind of pointless to even put the gel or the edge control on my edges because, girl, they'll roll right back down. So I don't use the gel or the edge control. And as I was saying, the gel has alcohol in it. And so what alcohol does, alcohol dries out your hair, and it also dries out your scalp. So if it dries out your hair, if you once you decide to manipulate it again, the hair is going to break off. As far as the alcohol drying out your scalp, what it's going to do, it's going to dry out your scalp. It's going to cause your scalp or your edges, let me say edges, it's going to cause your edges to be flaky. They may even feel sore, and they may even be somewhat scaly. And so what that does is that causes breakage too, because whenever your scalp or edges or skin, whenever there's dandruff or scaly skin, when the hair continuously try to grow from your scalp, if your scalp is scaly or flaky, it can cause damage to the hair strand. And also, y'all, when the skin is irritated like that and is scaly and flaky, that can also cause alopecia. And for those of you who don't know what alopecia is, that's when the skin grows over the hair follicle and prevents the hair from growing from the follicle. So if you don't exfoliate your scalp, or once you see the video that I included below about growing thick ass natural hair and how I get my fingers and scrub my scalp, if you don't do that, you could experience alopecia. You know, I've talked to several women with their edges are thin, and they'll say something like, girl, my edges have always been that thin. Okay, that I can see that, but in my mind, I don't think that's true. I think black people, let me just say black people, I think all black people should have thick and long hair. You may have, well, let me just say that person or those persons, it may have been like that a long time, but it may be because of the way that the person was taking care of their edges, not exfoliating, not using the fingernails. I know I get a lot of comments, you don't supposed to use your fingernails. Girl, look, use your fingernails, and you gotta get that dead skin off of your scalp, off of your edges to prevent alopecia. If you don't believe nothing else I say, please believe it. I'm telling you, you have to like scrub your scalp and your edges. And I'm not saying like just scratch and dig in it. It's just more so of a light scrub to remove any buildup. And what it'll do, the buildup will go in your fingernails, which is a good thing because you're removing it from your edges. And I'll also leave a link for my video showing how I exfoliate with the baking soda. I'll also leave that link below, well, the link for that video below, so be sure to check that out, okay? And in regards to my edges when I was relaxed, girl, look, that relaxer is something serious. I would do everything in the book to try and keep the relaxer from burning my edge. You know, the little chemical burns that you get. I would apply this scalp protector from ORS. I would apply this, Vaseline, grease, hairspray, you name it. I tried it, girl. I would try everything to keep the relaxer from burning my edges and damaging my scalp. But hey, girl, look, that relaxer is something powerful. I even posted a video when I was relaxed. I did videos when I was relaxed. I posted a video showing how I apply the relaxer to my edges. I always apply the relaxer to my edges after, you know, applying it all over my hair because it will burn so much. And I know it's because the edges, they're very, very delicate and very sensitive. So I would always relax that part last, but girl, it didn't matter. As soon as that relaxer touched my edges, girl, it would burn and I would have to sing my way through the process. So I'm going to leave a link to that video below. It's a quick little video, me singing. I made up a little song. I would say something like, burning like crazy. Girl, I would have to sing my way through that process because it would just burn and burn. And then I would have to hurry up and wash it out. But yeah, I'll leave that link to that little clip below. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. My next video, I am going to provide the perfect, and I mean the perfect hair regimen to prevent shedding and breakage when protective styling for a long time. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to thumbs up this video. Be sure to leave me some comments below. Let me know if you already do some of the 7 things that I mentioned in this video, or even if you want to add add something to this video. Be sure to leave the comment below. Be sure to share this video with all of your social media friends. Oh yeah, and be sure to I guess you say I want I got a lot of be sure's, huh? Be sure to click on the little bell It's a little bell down there. Be sure to click that bell to receive notification when I post my next video or any other video. And guys, until the next video, bye bye.